Hey guys, I'm so excited that you're here tonight. Thanks for joining. So the first thing I wanted to cover in this video was why we feel that this lifestyle is important and why we share what we've learned with others. And by we, um, mostly I'm talking about me, but Jared has learned a lot. He's also sharing with some of his friends and stuff as he gets the opportunity. So when I say we, it is something that we do together. And it's the lifestyle that we have adopted as a couple and now as a family as we're raising James. So you'll hear me say we a lot, but whatever. Um, but you read part of my story if you read the opening post, and come to find out after going to doctor, about a year after all of this happened, I walked into an urgent care because I had a cold, which was common occurrence for me. At that point, I would get sick so frequently. And it was always just the common cold, but it was constant. My immune system was a wreck. And I didn't know what was up with that either. I just figured that was kind of normal. It's not it's not normal for that to be happening. It shouldn't be the normal. But that was what I was dealing with. But anyway, I walked in that day because I had a cold and just wanted to, go in, get checked, make sure it wasn't anything serious, see if there was anything they could do for me to get rid of it because I was tired of dealing with that. In the process, I'm talking to this doctor about, I've had this issue and this issue and this issue, and it all seems to be stemming from that horrible migraine I had, and which I was having multiple of them, but there was one that just kind of brought everything to a peak and was the worst one I've ever had in my life, and I've dealt with them since I was 11. So she was like, well, are you taking birth control? And I was like, well, I just came off of it because we were wanting to get pregnant. But she said, okay. She said, I really think that was the basis of your problem. I told her my whole story and whatever, and those had caused a major imbalance in my hormones, which can cause migraines, especially if you have a history of them, which I did. So she said I would just stay off that, and once you do get pregnant, if you decide to use some kind of birth control, look into something different. She's like, I wouldn't recommend going back on what you were just using. So I was really thankful to have that out of the way. But come to find out, as we got into Young Living and started doing more research, started learning from people, there are a lot of other things that will lead to hormonal imbalances and disruptions, things that I was using and had in my home and had no idea were adding insult to injury, basically. So some of these things that are in your home are going to be cleaners, personal care products, makeup, laundry detergent, fabric softeners, air fresheners, plug-ins, candles. So many things will add to what we call body burden when your body is so burdened by chemicals and other toxins that we just don't think about being in our homes. Then we start having these other problems, and it's at that point that we go, what's causing this? And then that opens our eyes and we start doing research. So that's where I was. And I started looking into these things, and I was like, wow, I really, really need to get rid of these things and switch them out. And fortunately, since the Lord had already brought us to Young Living, we had a company that we trusted and had the products we needed. It was just a matter of learning what to get out of our home and then using those things to replace it. So some of the things, ingredients in these products that you need to watch out for are fragrance, which is going to be listed in a lot of things. That's a basically masking term for up to 3,000 different chemicals that can be used and don't have to be labeled because they're trade secrets and all that stuff. But those can affect your endocrine system, your respiratory system. It can cause irritants with your skin and eyes, kidney and nerve, blood cell damage, all sorts of things you don't want your body to be dealing with. And those are found in so much. And then another thing are parabens. These can lead to male infertility, breast cancer, accelerated skin aging, and early puberty in children. And those can be found in your makeup, body and face wash, deodorants, shampoo, food even, and pharmaceutical products. Phthalates is another thing that can be really heavy in body burden. This can cause hormone disruption, infertility, asthma, neurodevelopmental issues, ADHD, and more. Okay, I'm not going to read them all, but and more. Just do some Googling. It's in your deodorant, perfume and cologne, hairspray, moisturizer, air fresheners, laundry detergent. It's crazy. Propylene glycol is another thing. This is also found in foods and over-the-counter medication, as well as personal care products and all the things. Sodium lauryl sulfate and sodium laureth sulfates, SLS and SLES. Those are going to be in things like dish soap, shampoo, body wash, mascara, acne treatment. Things that you think are helping you, they're not. Synthetic colors are going to be in makeups and some other things as well, but most commonly makeup. Those can block your pores. It can lead to acne. It can cause allergic reactions, thyroid and kidney tumors, oxygen depletion, energy depletion. It may cause cancer. It may cause nerve cell damage and possible organ damage. All just to look pretty. And it's crazy. It's not something we think about, because I had no idea. And I imagine many of you are just like me at that point. You had no idea that the things you grew up with and thought were normal and okay for you because they've been approved by the safety boards of wherever were okay. But if you look at other countries, a lot of these things are banned, and I'm not sure why they aren't in our country yet. Toluene, that's another thing. Triclosan, they say that it was brought into like antibacterial products and stuff to kill germs. It's now been proven that it does not make any difference in the product. Again, endocrine thyroid disruption possibly causes cancer, immune system weakness. Okay, it's supposed to be helping us kill germs, right? Like it's supposed to be sanitizing our hands and all that. It's attacking our body's system that guards us from germs. It's crazy. Increases chances of acne, asthma, allergies, eczema even. It's found in toothpaste, antibacterial soaps, detergent, laundry soaps, and household cleaners. These are in our homes and we have no idea. So, did you know that it only takes 26 seconds for chemicals to reach the bloodstream once they come in contact with your skin? Think about that. Less than half a minute, and these things are in our bloodstream. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. What you put on your skin is getting into your body one way or another. So if it's going on our skin, it should be safe enough to go into our bodies. Think about it. Indirect contact with these type of chemicals comes through walking on your floors after you've cleaned it. Your children are on those floors. Your pets are on those floors. Wearing clothes, if this is in your laundry detergent, then it's in your clothes and it's going to get on your skin. Sleeping on your sheets, if you've washed your sheets. Eating off your dishes, if you've put them through the dishwasher or you've washed them by hand. We aren't trained to think about all the different ways we come in contact with this. So this is why I feel this is so important. Women on average are exposed to 515 chemicals a day. We come into contact with typically at least 80 of those before breakfast if you're using typical personal care and beauty products. Using typical cleaners every day is the equivalent to smoking one cigarette a day. Think about it. These statistics blew me away, and it was all these things that we were learning little by little by little that drove me to continue to purge these things out of my house. So why does this matter, okay? And I'm going to sum this up quickly. A 2013 study showed that recently born men's testosterone levels are about 45% lower than men in the generations before them. Think about what that's doing to future generations and why so many couples are experiencing fertility problems. A 2017 study found a 59.3 decline in sperm count from a study in the 1970s. So like they compared the numbers, and men now, okay, this study was only done 3 years ago, men now have less than half of the sperm count that they had, 40 years ago? It's crazy. These endocrine disruptors are causing infertility issues to rise. And I really think it had a part to do in Jared and I struggling to get pregnant, which was mostly me. We didn't really look into him because we knew I was having a lot of health problems. But We both grew up with these things in our homes because we didn't know better. Our parents didn't know better. You can't do better until you know better. So why does this really matter? Well, we're learning this now, and it's affecting the coming generations. Did you know babies are born with 287 chemicals in their cord blood? 180 of those chemicals cause cancer. 217 of them can cause brain damage, and 208 of them can cause abnormal development. What are we doing to our kids? And we don't even know we're doing it. On average, babies are exposed to 27 chemicals a day, and 78% of babies develop skin rashes because of chemicals. And these come from products that are deemed baby and safe for children. So, this is why we've gotten into this lifestyle. This is why I share what we've learned. And this is why we want others to know better so that they can do better for themselves and for their families. So let's move on to the first strategy that we have to help us afford living this kind of lifestyle.